Hello and welcome to another video from me, Rough Swordsman Wargamer. It's an open the box and it's a game that seems to be very popular amongst wargamers. It is SPQR by Richard Berg and Mark Herman, graphic design by Roger McGowan, part of the Great Battles of History. This is volume 2 from GMT Games, and this edition was published in 2018. So what's all this about? It weighs a ton. For the Roman Republic, the path to military preeminence in the Mediterranean world was neither easy nor direct. The Romans were blessed with a large, patriotic pool of citizen soldiers who were the salvation of the country on many occasions. However, they were cursed by a political system that often gave command of armies to inept consuls who were inflexible military leaders. Time after time, the Roman Republic suffered horrific defeats due to these circumstances, but survived, learned to adapt, and ultimately perfected the most capable and powerful army of the age. Explore the evolution of the Roman military system from the early battles against the brilliant but quixotic Pyrrhus of Epirus, then against Hannibal of Carthage, one of the great captains of history, in some of the major battles of the Second Punic War. The original SPQR game contained 5 classic ancient battles. Deluxe SPQR contains those 5 plus 9 more battles. Most of the new SPQR battles come from long out-of-print SPQR game modules: Pyrrhic, Victory, Consul for Rome, Africanus, War Elephant, Jugurtha, and from C3I magazine. Step back into the pages of ancient history. You have been elected Consul for Rome. Take command of your Roman legions, lead them to victory, and see if you can return to Rome leading a triumphal procession. And remember, all glory is fleeting. So there we are. Loads of battles. And here's some of the counters and what they mean. Here's a list of some of the Great Battles of History games in the series. There's quite a few. So we get, in this deluxe edition, 5 full colour counter sheets, 5 double-sided maps, rule booklet, 2 scenario booklets, player aid cards, and a 10-sided die. And newly added in this edition, we've got the Barbarian counter sheet, Barbarian double-sided map, and scenario booklet. Ages 14 plus. Each strength point is equal to 100 to 150 infantry or 100 cavalry. Players 1 to 4. Time, each game turn is 20 minutes and the map scale is 70 yards per hex. Game designers, as I said, are Richard Berg and Mark Herman, developer Alan Ray, art director Roger B. McGowan, production coordinator Tony Curtis, and the usual crew of executive producers. Cover art and design, again Roger McGowan and Mark Simonich. Map art and design, Leyland Myrick. The rulebook layout editor was Neil Randall. And again, Roger McGowan did the package art, counter art, and logo design. Complexity, medium high. Solitaire suitability, in the high range. So, let's open the box. This is a big, thick 3-inch box and very heavy. And the first thing we see are some baggies and a D10. And then the rules. So let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. That's better. Whoops, that's better. So this comes in at 39 pages with the index. This is the 4th edition rules. So we'll have a quick look through this. Introduction, components and terminology. Examples of the combat units. And unusually we get these phalanx type counters. Sequence of play, leaders, leader activation and orders, movement. There is some similarity, I understand, between this and the Men of Iron series, which you may have seen an unboxing of, but this goes into it a bit more. Stacking. Yeah, basically one combat unit per hex, but there are exceptions. Column movement, facing and Zox. Combat. All the types of combat there, shock. Hand-to-hand struggle. Some examples there. Full colour, of course. Advance after combat, cavalry pursuit, combat tables, special combat units, war elephants, that's what we like to see. Effects of combat. Very wordy, lots of rules, but supposed to be a cracking game. Army withdrawal and victory, and some SPQR rules indexes. There we go. Next is the 4th edition scenario book. This is the basic, if you like, book you get with the game. 5 battles there. And this is 32 pages. Oh, look at that. So all the battles are laid out in a similar fashion to Men of Iron, with the special rules and things. Some big ones there, look. Battle of Zama. Some of these I'm not going to try and pronounce. But apart from that one has a bit of terrain on it, sort of hilly terrain. Most of the maps in this are just sort of plain because of the nature of the battles and tactics. A learning scenario, good. Designer notes, we always like to see that. And some sources. And the credits again on the back. Here's the deluxe scenario pack with 9 more battles. And this is 48 pages. So again, more of the same. Whoops. I won't go through it all, but a lot to be getting on with. That looks a busy map. Oh, that's a big one. That's 2 maps, isn't it? The Battle of the Great Plains. There we are. Special rules and all that. There we go. And if that wasn't enough, there's also the Barbarian module battles, 5 more. And this is 24 pages. Rome versus the Gauls and Samnites. Yeah. Once again, lots to be getting on with. Battle of Telamon. And all the initial deployments. And some simple GBOH rules for you to use. The simple GBOH is another rule book you can get hold of to simplify great battles of history. But for me personally, I'm going to grog my way through the rules and play it as written. Next, counters. First off, a little half sheet just for the Barbarian module. These are 1/2 inch. Lots of information on there. Here we are. And into the full sheets, 5 of them. Look at that, they're very handsome. Phalanx there. Celts. Again, I'm not very au fait with this period of history, so it'd be fascinating to find out about it. And this, I assume, is like the reduced side. Here we are. And these are colour coded. I think these are the Roman legions, and they're colour coded. Leaders. Yeah, I hope you can see that all right. Next is mainly admin counters and cohesion markers, I think they're called. Some more units down the bottom there. Trumped. Here's the next one. And just like Men of Iron and Flying Colours, with this also looks like got to have a little think about how we're going to sort them and store them, because there's lots of them. And they're popping out pretty easy. Yeah. And the last sheet. Some more admin counters there. They do look good. There we go. I was wondering where they were and I've missed them. Look, I wasn't joking. Elephants, war elephants. Haha, great. Next, 6 map sheets, double-sided I believe. We'll have a look at those in a moment. And player aid cards, 2 of each. Let me just come back a bit. So 2 of those. It's a bifold. Clash of Spears and Sword chart. Bit more involved combat-wise, I think, than Man of Iron. Shock superiority chart and shock combat results chart. Voluntary movement, route, retreat movement. And then player aid 2 of those, another bifold. Cohesion hits and TQ charts, that's troop quality I believe, very important in this game. Summary charts, missiles, Roman camp terrain effects, leadership checks and leadership casualties. And last but not least, sequence of play with a game turn track, single-sided, yes. Right, we'll do a slideshow of the maps. So this has been an Open the Box, an unboxing of SPQR from GMT Games and designed by Richard Berg and Mark Herman. The Art of War in the Roman Republic, Volume 2 in the Great Battles of History. Tons of stuff in there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you have, and you haven't done so already, I know I say it every time, but it really does help if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Push the like button of the old video, the thumbs up, and the bell if you want to be informed of other uploads the channel does. Thanks as always to my subscribers, thank you. And if you want to support the channel a little bit further, now you can by buying the channel a coffee. Doesn't cost much and they all go towards new content for the channel to upload. I'll leave a link in the description, and thank you. So, until next time, as always, you take care and goodbye.